This is Jay on LA. Let's talk LA City cannabis. A report came out just this week that showed the city of Los Angeles, the second largest city in America, is ninth in the state of California in cannabis. Now, why is that? How is that possible that a city so big could do it so poorly? Well, it was mismanaged. The department has been mismanaged. We now have a temporary executive director. The person who was the executive director, who I have called for her resignation over a year ago, has finally resigned. How she was hired, I will never know. Her qualifications certainly weren't there, not from a government point of view, not from an administrative point of view, not from a cannabis point of view. But Eric Garcetti deemed her to be fit to run a department that she ran. She ran it into the ground. So who got hurt? Social equity people. How did they get hurt? Millions of dollars in rentals and fees and no licenses issued. How could that be possible? How could we be the ninth city in California in ranking in cannabis? It makes no sense. So now we have an interim director, and we have a department that needs to be overhauled. And I call on whoever the new mayor is that comes in is to completely overhaul that department. The social equity people, who are already people that have been downtrodden in our society with cannabis convictions, people who live in economically challenged areas, had a chance to actually get into an industry that can make them good money. So what happened? Well, a lot of rich guys got involved and hooked up with the social equity people, have illegal waterfall deals that the department knows nothing about, that's going to make these social equity people get a few $1,000s a month as opposed to their fair share of what they should be getting, and they're still waiting for licenses. The rich people got a lot of licenses. There is a real estate broker in Los Angeles who I know had 5 licenses. There is someone who is a relative of a former city council member who was involved in over 5 licenses. How does this happen? So when the new mayor comes in, I suggest the following. Number 1, completely overhaul the Department of Cannabis. Bring in an executive director who knows cannabis, who knows about administration, who knows about government administration, and can turn that department around and focus on getting people into the right positions. The budget this year, the request by the department, 2 important positions. Public information officers to keep the public informed. No, that's not what we need. The public is informed. They're informed that the department is a mess and that they have screwed everything up. They're also informed that illegal trap shops proliferate around our city and nobody does anything about it because there's no enforcement. So the new mayor should come in and work with the city council to overhaul that whole department and to make sure that we are able to get an enforcement arm in that department, like a commission investigation division is dedicated to cannabis, that will make sure that the trap shops are closed down. Those trap shops cost our city at least $140 million a year in fees. Well, when you have a structural deficit of $250 million, that's more than 50% of the structural deficit, and we're just letting that money go away. Also, look at your tax structure. City of West Hollywood is 7.5% for recreational cannabis purchases and 0 for medical. We're 10 and 5, and people complain that the taxes are way too high, so they go to the trap shops. So basically, we're keeping the trap shops in business with our really bad policies. So wake up, guys. It's time to overhaul the department. It's time to overhaul the city taxes, and it's time to go to the state and work with them to lower their taxes, so at least the legal shops can be competitive with the trap shops until you can shut them down. As far as the PIOs go, not necessary. Get proper staff into the department who can actually process applications, do background checks, ensure the right people are getting licenses, and get them open so that we can serve the people we have in our city. 4 million people, 465 square miles, and we can't do it right with an $11 billion budget in our city. City's mismanaged. We've proven it. We've proven it with homelessness. We've proven it with the cannabis department. We've proven it with the runaway development and all the variances and all the goodies that the developers get. Our city's in crisis. But at least with this department, the cannabis department, you have an opportunity to make a fix. So, fix it. This is Jay on LA.